said, Ferguson, come on with me. We're going out on a recce.
Once upon a time,
where something was.
we had
So when they
by
went
the
out,
name of
the officer was driving. So he was in the hatch with the Bren gun.
oh, that was it.
And anyway, they came across some German soldiers.
He was a
and they
corporal
started shooting.
officer.
And as they were driving away from the
There was
soldiers,
one
he was
guy
shot
from-
and caught in the back of the head.
You
He
know,
lived
I
for a
couldn't
short
have-
while before he died. And
What's his
I was in contact with
One guy from Dauphin.
Started phoning Ferguson's who were in Lanark County
Okay.
and in the town. And about
And a guy from
I think
DC.
14 or 15 names. About the fourth
a
name
guy
on the
from
phone
Ontario.
said, well, that's a
I remember
cousin of
the-
ours. However, there is closer that
Quite the,
But they-
quite the dominion.
Sort of changed around every now and again too. You never know. They
And
might
then the
take.
information started flying, and they started digging.
Everybody
around
didn't
his
always
file.
stay in
They
the
got
same
his
car
files
and stuff like
from
that. You
Ottawa.
know, you move people around.
And after the war, there was a, I guess what it was, a recruiting officer, a military office in London. Somebody came in and gave them
Yeah,
this
I couldn't
pay
tell you
book and
all
said,
that.
"Here's
No,
some
that's
time."
just fine.
And said, here, this
Okay.
belongs to one of the soldiers and left.
Well, that's,
And apparently that was his
What about the
fiancée.
trip
He was to
home?
be buried.
we got the arrive home.
And,
So Numi, when you were coming home, how did you come home? Plane, boat?
Oh,
Okay.
Well, we came home on the Queen Lizzie. No, Queen Mary. I guess. No, it was Queen Lizzie. Queen Elizabeth, or is that what it's called? Yeah. And we went. Ended up in New York Harbor, and that's where we boarded the train in New York there, and we went from there to Quebec, I think it was,
especially having a bridge.
and as we came west, you know, guys would get off at certain towns and wherever they come along, you know, because the guys were scattered right from east to west.
Right.
You know where they came
But
from.
it's interesting, the stories and stuff like this, to know that people
And
have-
we got as far as,
They all have
well,
history, all those guys.
Winnipeg. I was with a couple
Makes
of
it
guys
so much
that,
more
Think of a
real.
unit by a name.
their parents lived in Winnipeg at the time,
Then you
so,
start
and then from,
something like this, and
I got it
there's so many of the names
from
you come across
Winnipeg.
and hear
The train was still running in them
a lot
days.
of people I've been close
I got
enough
as far
to
as Dauphin,
be in contact
and then after that,
with. And like with Numi, I was the one that sent
we went by bus.
Right, yeah.
I got a ride by
Yeah,
bus.
yeah.
And so we have had it.
And that was just more luck that I got a ride by
I've
bus
got
too,
some pretty
because
close friends that I really did. One fellow was in BC, in Ticton. And we've been in contact for about 6 years now, 7 years. And,
No, I
there's
remember.
another fellow
So when you arrived in Winnipeg, did you have to hand in
he
your
was a little
kit?
older than the other fellows.
no,
And he was a
we
sergeant,
we
so
had
he could
went
always
home
go to squadron.
first, and then we
And
went
he has been
back
a real mind
to Winnipeg to get what we call demobilized.
Right, right.
Yeah, that's when
Somebody had a bit of a problem
when you
with something, they did George.
you signed yourself all out
or
and
whatever
Yeah.
you want.
and
So he really got to know
took
a lot of people.
a certain
Yeah,
amount of
he's
your
been able to help
equipment
us so
and
much.
stuff
We
like
can go
that.
to
Like
business.
uniform, like I could have kept my
We
uniform,
had
I guess, but
an armed forces day on.
I had enough.
That's right.
I'd seen enough of,
And I
know.
was just starting
Yes,
on a tour,
yes.
met him
I was
at the
not.
gallery, and we started talking, and somebody was asking questions about 16th Field Regiment.
So when you were going from Winnipeg, where you were enlisted,
Yeah.
you took the train to Debert?
Yep.
Now, did you stop anywhere along the way?
My father was in
Oh, the only stop I can remember was Montreal. We stopped at Montreal.
Oh,
Who's your father?
Yeah, we were there for quite a few hours in Montreal.
George Hoffman.
I think it must have been some sort of
Of
a
course,
delay
the
or
fell open because George
trains
and I
or
had
something
been
like
talking
that.
quite a bit over the phone.
But
and
from on
this-
there on, we went straight to,
And
I guess it's Halifax, because Halifax and Debert were very close together.
Yes, yeah.
But, you know, just standing there, you know, but this was a...
But Debert was a big training center.
Exactly,
There were a lot of troops in that
She
country.
said when she
I had been for years, you know.
because she had a young fellow with her, and she said when she got home, she was going to
everything
have
he's
her
got,
down
so.
here. And about 3 months later, they
I don't
came
think I'm
back.
making a very good job of this.
Before-
I think you've
Oh,
done
yes,
just
you
fine.
are. Yes, you are. Thank
And
you.
when he got on the escalator down in the Winnipeg airport,
Yeah. So,
Harry Chaplin was one of my
it's on the way back home.
guys in that
And he was just lucky somebody else was there to
Armored
stop
car.
the escalator.
Right,
He was
right.
the officer.
And his knees
Oh,
are
okay.
shaped, so he doesn't dare travel anymore.
I'm
But
trying to
he
think of the
knew
other
many
guy.
of the Dragoons, senior NCOs officers as well as junior, and he's been a real mine of information for me, because if I can come up with a name, he'll tell me something about it.
That's
And I
exciting.
found the whole regiment was like that.
That's good. You owner one like it. There was one guy from Ontario that I know.
Yes, but,
Yeah, you'll think of him at 3 in the morning, but
Yep.
don't feel you need to phone me and tell me.
I most likely will.
Yeah.
Did you want to show Numi where his name is?
Okay.
This is part of the war diaries.
Pardon?
This is part of the war diaries.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. There's this character here that you might recognize.
So it says July 18th, 1944.
Yeah.
This is, I can't read that.
Embarkation and disembarkation.
That's what?
So this is you are actually in active service, dated France the 10th, and Trooper Stefanson, NH, and all kinds of numbers.
There's the number. Whoops, I can't find it. Where's the number here?
Okay.
And it's a beautiful colored.
H100062.
With a centerpiece and then two
Yeah.
side pieces. I put a slight paper. It's all black. It's got a big red maple leaf that sticks above.
So this is
What is this? A squadron or what?
this is just everybody in the whole
Regiment?
regiment who.
We've got everybody alphabetical order, so.
Yeah.
Oh.
So they had to send it back and get another one. And that came back, and then there's a little place just north of here that is the place that actually did all the work on the monument. And it's on English and French on it.
Well, this is not
It's meant
all
for
of them.
the people
This
from
is
the
this can't be all of them.
Like I say, the
No, no.
Dragoons did put their-
We go back this way.
Oh.
But it's just out to the front here. And we wrote it. Oh, don't go with
We've
you.
got a lot
Yeah,
here.
that'd be
But
You
they
said
started this
Madden?
about, like I say, a good 2.5 years ago. It took quite a while because
Why
of
did
the,
they refuse the first stone?
I'm not sure what it was. It was something about customs that refused it, and what it was for.
Oh, yeah, he's not
You
good
might
enough to
find
pick that
something
up.
on the path
Okay.
that's come in contact with something and they will just refuse it if it's, you know, the way they
Now
check
the
stuff
interesting
nowadays,
thing
you
is
know, it's crazy.
after
Something comes in
after
contact
the,
with drugs or
after the war,
explosives or anything like
the
that.
Dragoons had reunions, didn't they?
Yeah.
Sorry, I think
Yeah.
it's
And
funny
were you
because
involved in any of the
it's
reunions?
Oh, I went to quite a few in Winnipeg. They had some even here, in Brandon a couple of times.
Right, right.
But from there, from then they moved it to Winnipeg to St. Regis Hotel, I
You
think
might
it
come
was.
in contact with
Wow.
them,
No,
you don't know it,
yeah,
and they
St.
refuse
Regis,
to
I think it
go
was.
anywhere, so.
They had, oh, I don't know, they had quite a few of them anyway.
Set things back. because
About every 2 years or so, they had held one.
It's got to be a certain size and stuff.
Yeah, that was very, very nice because not so many of the
Wow.
boys in them days, you know.
As I say, I just heard talk yesterday that there's a possibility they may be putting, like, there's been
But
a, some
but
people are complaining.
by
that
the time they had the last
paid
one
to
there,
put on the memorial.
everybody was getting pretty.
They would have put how many hundreds of
Well, I was
acres.
Not
Didn't
as
feel
many.
like moving around very much or something like that, you know.
Yeah, right,
So, I
right.
mean, what they were supposed to do was going into.
And are there any, you've got some picture books there.
We've got some pictures yet, not just of
on site.
people in the regiment.
But as the other was, I heard talk yesterday. that they're now
This one might be better.
This is the better one?
a
Okay.
monument of some type up on the other side, that may house a book or something along those lines. So once again, that's just guessing. Like that.
Okay. I'm not sure who all we have here, but
Yeah. This makes it so much more real for the younger people too.
Yeah.
To be able to read something.
Did you get it going again?
These were real guys.
just need to figure out how to open it and turn it over.
See, once again, if you go to an infantry regiment or a artillery regiment, you've got
So this goes right from 1941.
Most of
Oh,
what
yeah.
you're seeing stuff like this.
And you joined in
42.
42, yeah.
Almost all the officers are the senior NCOs now.
These guys, they were, when I joined them, they had been in BC,
Something like this.
someplace in BC.
Right, Esquimalt,
And
yeah.
training there for a while. And then from there, they shipped them back to, you shipped them to the
They
divert.
started
Okay, well,
recruiting this
Shiloh in
Pearl
41.
Harbor was in
Oh,
December
yeah.
41.
Well,
A lot of Americans. Two of the Americans that come over
I
and
didn't
joined
think that
were involved in the
these
Lindbergh
guys were
Treaty.
ever in Shiloh. Was they?
No, just for a little bit of training. You're right. It was mainly Verdun and then
Yeah.
and then onward. Yeah.
Okay, Victoria.
It's strange, the information.
Yeah, I guess that's where they were.
The FBI.
The BC, I don't know that.
They came up.
I don't think they were there that long.
And they come up. And
So when you enlisted, did you go by yourself or did you go with friends?
No, I went in there by myself. Yeah.
And did you have?
Well, I'd been friends with other people, you know.
Right.
Is it okay? Do you see them?
They all got the same hair.
When I joined
All got
up,
the same haircut or
I don't know, this guy just, the enlisting officer, I guess, told me that, asked me a lot bunch of questions and everything else, and told me what regiment I'd be in. And the other friends I went with, they were just
And
put
they
in
ended up going over. They
to different places, you know,
Right,
in different
right.
regiments.
If you've seen his DVD,
So
there's
we didn't get
section
together.
in the scrap
No.
Okay.
cartoon book that's within it. Well, the guy that
So
did
you
that
were
is
the only one then from Winnipegosis that was a
and
dragoon.
It's really good.
Oh, no,
The
I
picture
wasn't.
we have on
There was
the
others there
DVD
when
is a
I
picture of
Oh, good.
Dragoon
And
talking
there
to
was a lot of guys from Dauphin
And
too.
it's, I forget
Right,
which one it
right.
is on the front, but this is one of his cartoons.
Yeah, I knew all the guys from
Okay, I
Dauphin
think I
there.
saw that at Dutch.
Something about community relations or something like this. You know.
There was two Nelson boys.
And
They were
he's
both
got-
from
there's,
Winnipeg.
about a 20-page booklet. He's got of cartoons he drew while he drew while they were overseas,
Oh my goodness.
and it's all on this DVD. And he went to work for Walt Disney after
Yeah.
the war.
Souk,
See, I read something about that too, not that long ago.
School of Signals in Vancouver, Otter Point, BC.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
And we've got a few of
crazy.
his books in the library.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Wow.
Chalk River,
Dragoons that have
Chalk
passed through,
River,
families have
detrained for exercise at Chalk River.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hilarious.
And so that's 42.
maybe some of them went there, you know. They didn't all move to the same place. you
No,
know.
no.
Sort of,
Yeah.
like the same thing over in England there. Sometimes they take a bunch or something like that and take them to another town or something like that,
Okay.
just for training and say.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
They knew everybody. They
they
got
wanted to
along.
stay
They
with
went
that
back to Americans. It's a much bigger army, and they were no longer becoming an individual. They were also in a special group.
From Camp Shiloh to DeBert, stop at Chalk River, that's 42.
Chalk River, that's in Ontario. There.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Their CO, like the Manitoba Dragoons, started off as all recruits. The
Okay.
Royal Canadian Dragoons, which had the same job in one corps. were
Somebody
looking
really
for
liked that
shooting.
break at Chalk River. There's all kinds of pictures of that
They're all
here.
experienced people.
Right.
Got a couple of
Here's another
those.
unit that's all recruits.
Yeah.
Tea break at
And what
DeBert.
happened is
DeBert?
Colonel
Yeah.
Roberts,
Oh, yeah.
he was a major at that time,
You can
came
have
over to the
DeBert.
regiment.
It wasn't your favorite place? Gee, imagine my surprise.
Because they had here and the experienced people they had over
I
there,
don't
we come
know.
up with an idea. Why don't we trade?
Okay, group of men all from
And then
Portage.
we're going to have
What?
two
Oh,
groups with a
yeah.
bunch
Okay,
of and a bunch of people to learn from.
Wynn
And he went.
Henry
He approached his CO with about this idea.
and Lyle
He went back to his
Owens.
old CO, approached them,
Owens,
and lo and behold, they traded a
no,
bunch of people.
he's not a dragoon.
Wow.
Now, in a lot of cases, what who do we try and get rid of?
Yeah.
Purple Mackenzie, East Anglia,
You know, but whether
Cromer
it was good or
Beach.
not, but anyway, they exchanged people.
Where?
Now
Cromer
we've got
Beach.
experienced
Oh, yeah.
people as well
East
as
Anglia, in
younger
England.
people to learn.
Yeah.
So many things like that that happen. As I say, it was a...
Some squadrons were
right
good
up
at
to
taking
the
lots of
find out
pictures.
individuals.
That's right,
And,
yes.
and
I
some,
looked at other war
like
diaries over the years, and you
C
really saw
Squadron and D
individual
Squadron,
soldier
especially
mentioned
C
this
Squadron,
different,
they took a lot of pictures.
Okay.
but,
Armor car rollover.
Yeah.
you know, it's...
Near
But
Brighton.
there's so much
Brighton?
information on the
Yeah,
individual.
a different one rolled over at Brighton. Oh no, different view. Sorry.
Is that what it was?
Well,
That's what it
somebody
says.
wrote
That's
about
at Brighton.
2 or 3 months.
Were you there?
In one
Well,
this
we were in
PDF
Brighton, yeah.
sometimes
Yep.
is
For a little while, it was
Wow.
the
That's,
write-up, and then you have the other section
big-
that comes along with it.
busy seaport or
Usually the
sea
part-
resort or resort, you know, there.
Yeah.
Brighton. Oh,
Emotions.
I don't know what happened there.
Yeah.
Maybe they've been in Brighton too long.
Yeah, yeah, you think?
They're gone for 3 days, and then they come back and they're a trooper again.
Yeah.
Guilford.
If you were a good
Guilford.
Yep.
you'll make
Oh,
it back up
yeah.
really fast because somebody else is going to follow up.
When we first got over there,
You're going to be back up because you're
place
still
like-
doing a good job.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people, when they got knocked back...
we were
they
at
were
Guilford
trooper.
too, but the
They weren't being used as a troop.
Tunbridge
They were
Wells.
being used as an NCO because they had the ability in the town.
Right.
They just didn't have
another
folks in
place
the
there.
town.
Right.
And I mean, usually a person that's good has an attitude about him. and other people
We went up in
listen.
Scotland to
You
a
know,
place
they know you got
for training and
common
stuff.
sense.
Okay, tent city on the Salisbury Plains in August of 43.
Let's go do such and such. The chance
43?
In 40, August 43, apparently that one has Archie Butt in it.
Oh, but
You know him?
he come from Saskatchewan. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, I remember him well.
Okay.
Yep.
No, this has been such a fun place to
He was
work.
a farmer.
that's-
Yeah.
Yeah.
That seems like everybody
what
gets
he-
involved.
Tom Taylor.
Yeah.
Taylor.
The guy that started the museum just passed away.
Somehow I think he's in costume. That's not.
That was a captured.
That's a captured one.
Okay.
He joined the
Luftwaffe.
army in this building.
Oh,
That's not our uniform.
And he was
oh.
in it for
No, I
2
thought
weeks or 3 weeks.
I didn't like the way that cap.
Yeah,
Speaked up.
well, obviously a reason not to. Oh, King George came to inspect.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
You are only
yeah. And
13,
Eisenhower
14 years
even
old.
came.
Oh yeah.
Checked us once upon a time.
Oh my goodness.
Get out of here.
Okay.
And this was just before Christmas. He lived in Minnedosa with his family.
Okay.
The bus had already left that day. So he walked.
Okay, more of the inspection with the
Oh
king.
my gosh.
Too many inspections.
So anyway, he
Kind of a
walked
daily event, weren't
So
they?
as soon as he was old enough, he joined the
Some of the bridging techniques here. That one's just practicing.
16 days
Oh yeah.
after
Oh, that's what they call a Bailey Bridge or
Yep.
something. Yep.
Yep.
shot through the legs and jammed up
Yep.
the legs. It was lineman, what he was working at as his job before he went overseas.
Wireless.
That must
And when he
be
came back,
practicing wireless or something
Yeah.
like that.
ripped it
Yeah.
up, he went back to being a lineman.
Oh my
And he
goodness.
claimed that was the only thing that
And there's
saved
your
his
friend
legs.
Trooper Butt again.
Back to climbing
Oh,
poles,
yeah.
back
Yeah.
in the 40s and 50s.
Seems to
He
come
had
back a bit.
He was a persevering type person, like, you know, nothing would get him
Obviously, if you
down.
walk from here to
And
Minnedosa.
he stayed with him
Sleeping
most of
quarters
the
to,
most
damaged
of
after severe storm.
He got out,
Hey?
Unstead Park. A large tree fell on the building
and I came to the
between
museum,
Corporal Martin and Corporal
the
McGill,
guy that got
Gillies.
wanted he didn't care for too much, as I found out later.
Okay.
So I think the first day I was here was kind of watching closely.
Yeah.
This,
And then the second day I
there
came
looked
in,
like-
he said, I hear you're a computer expert. I was going, a little bit.
oh,
Get my
where
computer.
we first landed.
So it wasn't a.
Okay, well
England.
this is C Troop.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Where's
Then
that?
about 3 weeks later or so, that's when the story
Scheme
unfolds.
England. I haven't a
What is
clue.
it?
And I knew enough about war
Sea
diaries
Troop
and
Trooper
stuff and all this,
Sutherland,
but I didn't know
Crawford,
where they were or stuff.
Sergeant
I asked
Monterey,
him questions,
Trooper
he said,
Scrumps.
"I'd like you found it here or here."
Doesn't say where.
We
Oh,
have
I-
the library we have now. We
Looks
didn't
familiar,
have
does
a
it?
Librarian that's keeping all the books in order.
Okay.
So I got into the books and I found that, and I knew when he was killed. So there was this beautiful write-up. So I sent this back to Hall, and then I got a quick email back, because I was doing emailing from home. I got an email right back. I think
That's
I'm going
probably
to
a
ask some
squadron
questions.
right there.
B Squadron.
B squadron? Oh yeah.
G
And 3 years
6
later, he come over to
Troop
the
B
family
Squadron.
to visit us.
And you were part of
This time you were
A squadron?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And which troop, do you know?
Second troop.
Oh, second troop.
Second troop, A squadron.
And I interviewed
Okay. Yeah.
Wow.
or I got the title still.
See if we can find
No.
I'm not a paper.
Saint-Croix-sur-Mer.
But no, it's just such a fun place to work. You know, and I
Nice.
say that the fantastic people.
Well, looks like that would be in one of the early.
Just, and the regiment's been
Places.
so full of support for us.
That's fantastic.
So this is their building and all
This is
their
their
office?
building.
Do they actually live here or?
Well, they don't live here. Like this is up in Militia. You know, they come in here and they train. We do have a staff that works upstairs here 5 days, 4 days a week plus
Okay.
every second weekend.
Okay.
They work on the weekends.
C Squadron 15 Troop in Belgium.
There's one or two
Oh, yeah?
Red Force people that are doing
Yeah.
most of the militia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some are on call out, some are
Liberation of
just here.
Nevers.
France, Belgium,
Tuesday nights.
Yeah.
Holland.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a beautiful building.
Oh, yes.
And Juno Beach.
Wow.
And still going
Okay.
strong.
Yeah.
D Squadron rest area in Belgium. Interesting architecture.
Which is a big artillery piece. It looks like
Yeah.
it's self-propelled. It looks like a tank, only it's not meant as a tank. It's just a big armored vehicle.
Wow.
Of course, we're just getting rid of it.
Oh,
And we're looking to get one out here at the side.
And that's that tape.
Belgium war.
We just put up here at the side.
Belgium war
Across the street.
in the war, thank God.
And we've got a-
Well, they're sort of stuck in the middle. They couldn't get away from it, but
A lady in Ontario went over to visit relatives and called me. And she said she came out on the lawn this day, and here's this guy, 6'6" and big,
That's
is beside the fence, and he come over and just grabbed her. and
Montgomery.
British,
lifted her off
Field
the
Marshal
ground.
Montgomery doing some presentations here. Lieutenant Goudet.
So did you ever see Field Marshal Montgomery?
no.
Oh,
And she didn't know anything about it, so she looked us up on the website and wanted to know if there was anything we had.
Blankenberg.
So when she described what happened, I
Okay,
said,
so
"Yes,
that's
there's something we
safe.
can do.
That's
We have to do the
presentation.
reset." Which there's that video of,
Right.
that was
French
done when
Germany,
the regiment was actually.
September
resisting.
45.
And then we've got the scrapbooks that are digitized in pictures.
What's going on
And I said,
here?
I can send a picture of it.
Oh,
I said,
school
"If you want to do
kids.
it, that's what you want
This
to do,
must be in-
We'll send it free of charge. You know, because
I think that one is in Belgium where they were given the little medallion that has the ribbon on it.
I got a flight home.
Oh, no.
And I didn't get it sent out.
It's is it black
Why-
and yellow, black and orange?
I'm not sure.
Did you ever send that DVD out? So I wrote back, explained what happened, said, I'm very, very sorry. So she sent me his email address.
So did you know the commanding officer, Brigadier Roberts? Was he your commanding officer?
Well, he was for a while.
Yeah.
You know, they were changing those guys so much, you never knew who it was half the time. Roberts was with us for a while there,
And we got 2 or 3 emails back and forth, and he's
but
come up with that.
he was one of those guys that really and truly liked Roberts, you know. Some of them were a little bit on the sticky side, you might call it.
With the map of what we knew.
We thought so anyway.
Well-
It didn't take much to make us think we were sticky, you know.
Well, that was their job, wasn't it?
And he figured for
Oh, yeah.
every town that's mentioned on there and put on the map, he get 500 euros.
Dedication of war graves.
As a contribution towards making that offer support to the museum.
Where'd you get all these pictures?
So this is
Oh,
Send them?
people have donated them over the years, yes, yeah.
First of all, from the regiment to put that
Remembrance
outside.
Day. Bergam op Zoom, Holland, 1987.
New gun we're getting.
Right.
Remembrance
That falls in line
Yeah.
with them, and of course, they're very much in favor of it.
Right.
So we're waiting for it. We likely won't get it till next year. But the regiment, I mean, we bring a lot of people in through here.
I didn't even know about this place for so many years anyway.
Yeah.
How did they, sorry, how did they get this gun in here?
Through that door up the end.
Doors. At the very back of
Doors
the-
right at the very back. And
They had 2 there this morning. I don't know where the other one's gone.
That barrel comes down.
No. These little ones stay here. But no.
Oh, I see.
There's 2 doors just slide over.
Like a
Yeah.
medieval castle.
I didn't see
know.
that start
Yeah.
back there, yeah. Gotcha.
Well, of course, because I walked back there. Well, my daughter and I took Dad.
Where's that?
D Squadron
Wells Creek
observing
Park. We spent a night there,
German
toured
troops
there,
on their way
met
back to
this
Germany
couple,
after ceasefire in their Schneck,
and they were from
Holland.
Anyway, we just started talking and thought, they were from Holland.
And then
they'd done
the German
So thank
transporting
you so much. Oh,
Going
well, the
with
people
horses
who work
still.
right now, they're from Holland and that, and he
So
is
our
also
era-
has tours on the side and stuff, and he has said that.
We did a little bit of that too, you know, watching prisoners, you know.
Mm-hmm. And that, and so, I mean, he's
They had to give us something to do,
about that for years. Find out exactly where
try to keep us out of trouble, you know.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right.
Yeah, unfortunately, no.
Okay, I think that's that book. Oh, there's a couple more on the back.
It's interesting going there. I spent 3 years in
Gee, I think that's right up there.
I've got an uncle that's buried over there. He was killed in the war. And my second name, Wilfred,
Armory's Flag Day.
named after him. And I found when I get over there, when you get over there, don't just go to.
Well, thank you very much
I
for,
probably,
Go to Wall Street.
I bet you I had some pictures at home, I could have done that too, you know.
One I
that's
went
good.
to, it's not that far from.
And I don't think that's a very good interview, I'm sorry, I didn't
I think
very
it'll do just fine.
oh, indeed,
We were just
indeed.
driving around a little country
And
road,
thank you very
came
much.
to a place.
Oh, you